Okay, please don't look at this. I have to get a better battery tray because this just like ruins everything. Like right here, this looks good, but when you put that in there, it's like really bad. Anyway, how you guys doing? We are back. We're going to go ahead and take apart, we as in me, I'm going to go ahead and take the spark plugs out just to check. Last time you saw this car on the channel, it was on the dyno, and I believe we had spark plug issues, so I was able to get a set of spark plugs from Power by the Hour. They were nice enough to put it in a nice little care package for me. It's nice of them to do that. And then gonna go ahead and run these. This is what's on Senior's car. We're gonna cap these at 21 or 22. We're gonna check what the current state, gap, and condition of the plugs are on this currently, just to see if there's any obvious issue visually, and then put new plugs in it and take it back on the dyno once I get a chance. Today is not the day, because I'm not going to go out there and risk getting rained on. I want to have a nice, beautiful blue sky day to get it on the dyno, but enough talking. Let's take the spark plugs out and take a look at them. Something tells me plugs were the issue the whole time. So this is bank one, okay? Front cylinder closest to the front of the engine, or front of the car. Come on, zoom. Why don't you zoom nicely? Be my friend. Be my friend. Godfather. Yeah, plugs are trash. I don't know if it's just the 15% in E85. This is pump E85, 15 degrees, and then I try to bump it up a couple of degrees, and it didn't really take. Now, one stark thing I'm noticing is that bank 2, especially cylinder, I would say 1, 2, 3, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 are rich. Or the combustion is not, let's just say complete. Maybe the plug was fouled out, but this nasty rust barnacle looking stuff on there is a bit of a concern. But again, I have been running pump E85, so I'm gonna do the smart thing. Not only change the plugs and re-gap them, I'm gonna run ethanol 1R and not mess around with a expensive motor. So let's check the gap on these, because the gap that's gonna be on the car is about 21 to 22 thousandths. I bet you these are like at 17. 17. Yep, these guys were gapped super tight. Probably at 18 now. Let me stick an 18 shim in there. This is an 18 shim. So 18 fits okay. Let's see. Trying to film. Okay, so 18 is snug there. 18. So the gap probably 3 thousandths tighter than I want it. So maybe I was overcompensating, overthinking things about, you know, plug gap and stuff, and I was like, oh, let me slide. This one is tight. Holy shit. It wasn't super tight. Not as tight as your mom, but pretty tight. About 18 or 19, I would say. Snug, but 18. Oh Jesus, I gapped two at the same time. Good. Come on. And last one. Okay, so 18 thousandths, let's say 18, 19 thousandths. So the next set of plugs, I'm gonna get a 22. Get some, what plugs did I get? Again, these are the ones that are in Senior's car. He has 11-to-1 compression. He made 1200 horse at about a 22 thousandths gap. So that's what's gonna go in. Holding him up, just, why does it do that? Why? There you go. Let him so you can see the difference in tips. Like a V power, it's like a V shaped on the right, and a tippity tip guy on the left. So gap them at 22 thousandths, put them in, and when I get a chance, get it back on the dyno. The reason I like Coyotes a lot better is, especially if it doesn't have a positive displacement supercharger, it's a lot easier to get to the plugs. Not that it's hard, you know, but it's just harder than it needs to be. You know, I'm one of these guys that likes easy, so you know, one of these days I'm gonna just get rid of all superchargers in general, eventually merge over to turbo, not on this car, and just, I want 100% access to stuff, so I'll be getting rid of stuff like this in the future. But all right, and again, if you have an MSD's two-step, which interrupts the coil signal, you have to tuck that harness into this dumb thing that GT500s do to hold down the coil packs. Again, Coyote is king, guys. All right, we're here on the Power of the Hour dyno, but we are not gonna dyno any cars. What I'm gonna do, believe it or not, I'm gonna work on Hushmoney. So a lot of you guys on the chat mentioned the fact that if I'm gonna buy a new car and I'm gonna put like 10 grand, like I was thinking of buying a Model S Plaid, and you guys were like, well, why don't you just work on Hushmoney? And I'm like, because I can finance a Plaid and have a bunch of fun. And y'all were like, all right, because I know that once this guy goes to a chassis shop, it's gonna be cash money coming out of my shit. Then I thought to myself, well, if I get a Plaid, I won't be able to bring you any content, because after draggy stuff and after all the performance that everyone has already done, what the hell am I going to teach you? What am I going to show you? Nothing. So I said, all right, let's get Hushmoney with a good legal roll cage. So I reached out to a chassis shop that Senior has used in the past. I just got nailed in the face by a bee, like right in my eyeball. And and we're going to go ahead and remove the old cage, the old interior. We're going to remove all this crap today. Try to anyway. So I got to chop this up, try to remove the dash, try to move this and get the seat out of there. And we're going to send it up to Pennsylvania to get a 850 certified cage, mini tubs, and we're going to front tubular the situation in front of the strut tower. So let me get started on chopping it up. I got the charger going on one of the batteries. Brought my tool set, Sawzall, drills, impacts, flashlight, and I think we got a bunch of blades. Yep, we got a bunch of blades here. Oh, come on, Alex, I don't want to edit this out. So we got a bunch of blades here. We're gonna chop up the cage, and hopefully we can get it clearance so that when the fab guy, chassis guy gets it, at least he has a clean slate to work with. These belts got to come off. These belts are expired. These belts are, I think they last 2 years, the certification, and then you gotta get new belts. So the seats have to come out first, then get in there and just start chopping up the cage. You film this? Oh. Pre-82 or something. Everything is standard. And I'm still using metric because that's what I remember. So I went 850 with this cage. So 857. I don't recommend going 850s with a bolt-in cage. I mean bolt-in. See right here, this is just bolted in, 4 bolts on the bottom, and if you look at the front, it's got 4 bolts in the front. Typically cages are welded in, but this is not welded in. So if I would have crashed, it would have been a potato chip. Wow. Once the seat's out, you'll be able to see what's going on. Safe, NHRA 850 certified. Woo-wee. Well, not nice, but got good parts. This is your job every day, you gotta do this to cars. Chopping because, oh no, the front's bolted too. I can get the front off. Wanna follow it? Want to track it? So all the bolts are out. The front 2 bars are out. I think I could just chop the back. You see right here, guys? So this car had like not a mini tub, but zoom in here. It's like a micro tub. Basically, we extended the wheel tub a little bit to fit the 275/60/15 because it has a 94 to 95 rear end. And we welded into it. Not pretty. Got the job done. So I'm just gonna chop them here, and this whole thing should tilt forward and come out. Keyword on should. Yeah, I don't know if you can get that shot, but do your best. I don't know if you can get that shot at all. There you go. Wow, this blade is badass. It's like butter. Stop here because I have a feeling when I get close to the end, this thing's gonna tilt forward. So make sure. Okay. I gotta step on it. Just not put all my weight on it. There it is. Back up. Technically, I'm correct. I should be able to just pull this guy. So that's how they installed it. Basically, they backed that ass up in. So you can see where I couldn't paint. It'll be fun. Anybody want that? Let's see. So you want to talk about a overkill for a fuel filter. This is my fuel filter. Huge. Obviously it's not liquid anymore, but I mean, I had a bunch of issues with the fuel system on this car, and I think come to find out, the issue was electrical. I thought it was filtering or something, but this is 2.4 Innovations, TI 285 pumps in here. And I'm like, I'm not getting enough fuel, but I think it was electrical the whole time because the guy that I sold the shit to, well, look, it's still somewhat liquid, ethanol. And it smells like ethanol. Wow, it's crazy if it's actually sealed enough to still be ethanol, not like a glob of shit. Trying to minimize the spillage. I guarantee half of this car is asbestos. It's a 78, 79, 79. Back when men were men, asbestos was normal. There's 2 genders. Metal. Yeah. The trim on this car is metal. So the more I think about it, the more I want to just re-dye it. It's just a lot of work to save it, you know, like a lot of work to save it, but I'll do my best. I have all these screws because I don't think I'll be able to find these screws. Half of this car is held down by wood screws. Look at it. They're like, oh no, they're not wood screws, they're self-tappers. But I should get a Ziploc and just save every screw because I have a feeling I won't be able to replace with anything. I think these work better than new ones. Look at it, they still stay up. The Corvette ones don't. Easy. Oh no! Oh, this car is structurally fucked up. Oh, look at that. Oh man. Yeah. That guy's gonna look at me and be like, bro, love ya. Your car's a piece of shit. Like, I know. Oh man. That's a shitty too, but this is. Oh, dude. Ha! Well, I'll see what he says. Make it strong. Put bars up here. He's gonna do that. He's gonna put bars. You know, it's gonna be stiff, but the roof itself is gonna be a problem. We'll see what he says when he gets it. Actually, I'll take pictures for him. I'll say, hey, I'm not asking you to like fix this, but should I fix this before I send it to you? Because he's probably gonna, yeah, I don't think this car's gonna, I don't want it to fold. We'll see. So I was gonna get rid of the shifter, but after thinking about it, it might end up with another 6R80. And remember, P, R, N, D, S, and when it goes down to S, I can go over, there, and toggle. Boo, 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 boo. Then go over, and P, and then go all the way up again. So I might keep the shifter. I thought I was gonna get rid of it, but I don't wanna have to buy it again, so we'll just have to make it work. Alrighty, so that'll do it. Took the roll bar off. Literally just had to cut the back, unbolt the front two. I put a story on Instagram. Anyone that wants it, fits all Fox bodies. Giving it away if they want to, I don't know, if they want it. Again, what I'm going to be doing is front tubular on from the strut towers forward, get rid of all this nose weight, this frame, and make it basically have enough room to potentially get, you know, turbo stuff going on. Who knows? Mini tub. We're gonna mini tub the car properly. This is a micro tub, and I have to come back another day and remove this big fat plate which contains the fuel cell. So once I get all that off, I also have to power wash it. This car has a lot of holes in it, so I gotta take pictures of that and see if the fabricator's like, hey, this is junk, or hey, you're putting an 8-point in it and you're racing it, so it don't matter to me. But I'm gonna make sure that he understands that, you know, if there's an issue with the structural rigidity of the actual body, and if it causes an issue, then we'll have to get another donor or fix this one. Honestly, I'd rather fix this one because this car, this VIN number is the one I give a shit about. The headliner coming off wasn't bad at all. I should have done that a long time ago. But this is what the headliner area looks like. It looks pretty good. The roof looks pretty good. It's not terrible, except over here we got some major rot. Over here we also have major rot. So we'll see. I'm gonna probably take the dash off to make it easy for him, but I'm gonna keep the panels on so that when he does the cage, he can take the armrest angle into account on the roll cage. But the dash definitely has to come off, and then it'll be up in Pennsylvania getting some work done. All right, that'll do it for me from Power by the Hour. Gonna try to get the Fairmont going, get a roll cage in it, spend the money on this instead of some Tesla Plaid that I can't modify, or another vehicle that I'd have to pay $50,000 to $60,000 to get before modifying. So why not finance the Hushmoney build with that budget? And a lot of you guys made sense. A lot of you guys pushed me in that direction, saying, Alex, if you're gonna buy another car, once you just get Hushmoney going. I'm like, because Hushmoney is gonna be straight cash money and I can't finance it, but might as well bite the bullet and get this car fixed up, get a cage in it, get a Coyote in it, maybe a 6R80 again in it, but it'll be turbo this time. Previous build, someone's gonna say, why didn't you just keep the previous build? It was dangerous. The blower situation wasn't my favorite. The 6R80 was fine. I might just go back to that, but again, you know, I want turbo stuff this time, and I want a roll cage and a bunch more weight removed from it instead of having the previous setup. Truth be told, if I had the previous setup still in the car, I couldn't finance some of the stuff that I had going on before. The reason I got into other vehicles is because I was able to sell the motor and transmission combo from this car and finance some of the other vehicles. So it's kind of just playing with old money, basically, back and forth. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me, watching me take some of the parts off of the Fairmont and chop up the cage and take the headliner off. I'll report back when I do something like maybe bring it to the car wash and power wash the whole thing. It is good 30 years of gook and nastiness inside. So I'll probably power wash the inside, the outside, and document that, get everything scrubbed up so that the fabricator doesn't have to deal with literally dirt coming out of the car. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later.